What if human beings know too much? What if consciousness is not a gift, but a burden? Animals live. Humans know they live. Animals die. Humans know they will die. And between those two realizations, something unsettling appears. Fear. Meaning. Despair. Hope. Illusion. Few modern thinkers explored this darkness more intensely than Thomas Ligotti, a writer of horror. But perhaps not horror about monsters. Horror about consciousness itself. Tonight, we explore Ligotti's philosophy of suffering, existence, awareness, illusion, and the possibility that humans became too conscious for their own peace. Part 1: The Curse of Awareness. Human beings possess something unusual. Self-awareness. People know, I exist. And immediately another thought follows. One day I will stop existing. This awareness changes everything. Animals survive. Humans reflect. Humans remember. Humans imagine death before it arrives. Ligotti believed this surplus of awareness creates suffering. Consciousness sees mortality, fragility, uncertainty, decay. And perhaps the mind never fully recovers from this knowledge. Part 2: The horror is not outside. Traditional horror tells stories about monsters. Ligotti turned inward. For him, the frightening thing was existence itself. The body ages. Time moves. Identity changes. Death waits silently. Reality offers no permanent guarantees. His horror was philosophical. The terror of waking up inside a world that may not contain meaning. Not because evil controls existence, but because consciousness recognizes uncertainty. Part 3: The Masks Humans Wear. Ligotti believed people survive psychologically through illusion. Humans build identities, ambitions, routines, narratives, distractions. Not necessarily because they are false, but because they help consciousness continue. People work, scroll, plan, compete, consume. Perhaps partly to avoid deeper questions. Why am I here? Why do I suffer? What happens when everything ends? Ligotti believed distraction protects humans from existential overload. Part 4: The Theater of Existence. Ligotti often used images of puppets, marionettes, actors, masks, humans performing roles. Student, worker, friend, parent, citizen. Identity becomes performance. But beneath performance, what remains? A self? A process? An illusion? Ligotti questioned whether humans truly understand themselves, or whether consciousness simply creates stories to remain functional. Part 5: Suffering and the Body. Human life carries unavoidable realities. Illness, aging, exhaustion, pain, death. Ligotti believed suffering is not a temporary malfunction. It is woven into existence. Pleasure exists. Joy exists. But suffering remains unavoidable. This places him inside philosophical pessimism. The view that suffering plays a central role in human life. Yet Ligotti expressed these ideas through horror rather than traditional philosophy. Part 6: The Fear of Meaninglessness. Humans search endlessly. Meaning, purpose, identity, belonging. But what happens if certainty never arrives? Ligotti explored that possibility. Not necessarily as truth, but as confrontation. What if existence offers no hidden explanation? What if humans invented meaning because consciousness cannot tolerate emptiness? These questions made Ligotti controversial. Yet they also made him influential. Especially among readers interested in pessimism, existentialism, and cosmic horror. Part 7, Night Thoughts. Ligotti's world feels nocturnal. Insomnia. Silence. Dark rooms. Late-night awareness. Because night removes distraction. The world sleeps. Consciousness remains. And thoughts become louder. Mortality returns. Existence returns. Many people encounter philosophical fear not during the day, but at 3 a.m. when silence becomes impossible to ignore. Part 8, Modern Life as Distraction. Modern civilization offers endless stimulation. Videos. Notifications. Entertainment. Information. Yet anxiety remains. Loneliness remains. Restlessness remains. Ligotti might ask. Are humans trying to escape boredom? Or escape consciousness itself? Perhaps distraction is not merely pleasure. Perhaps it is psychological shelter. Protection against awareness. Part 9, The Shadow of Pessimism. Ligotti stands near philosophical pessimism. But unlike some thinkers, he wrote through atmosphere, mood, horror, dreamlike uncertainty. He invites readers not to accept conclusions automatically, but to enter difficult territory, to look at suffering directly, to question assumptions, to ask uncomfortable questions. His work is less an answer, and more a descent. Part 10, Final Reflection. Ligotti believed consciousness may carry tragedy inside it. Humans know too much, feel too deeply, anticipate too far. And perhaps that is why existence feels heavy sometimes. Not because people are weak, but because awareness itself weighs something. Maybe the deepest horror is not hidden in darkness. Maybe it is the moment consciousness looks at itself,